Okay, so I just watched the first episode of the live action of One Piece, and I'm just making a video to talk about what I think is good and what I think is bad about the show. So obviously, there's gonna be spoilers for you guys that haven't watched it, and I think that's pretty obvious, right? Because I'm here to talk about the live action One Piece, so I'm going to be talking about uh, things that have happened in the episode, things that have been changed from the anime, and I honestly think there are some changes that I feel are quite good. Like needed. I would say to make things a little bit more realistic. I guess because you can't adapt an anime, especially an anime like One Piece, directly from the anime or the manga to live action. That it doesn't work. There are things that just won't work, and there are some things in this that they kept like the a bit off, but overall quite good. Now, on my first impressions, I was not a big fan. I watched the trailers and stuff like that. I was not a big fan, I'll be very honest. After watching the trailers, and people were hyping it up. People were saying, "Oh, Oda is involved, so it has to be really good, really cool, and stuff like that." But for me, I feel just because Oda is involved doesn't mean it's going to be good. But after watching the first episode, I gotta say it's quite good. Like if you're watching it from a non One Piece fan perspective, if you're watching it from a normal perspective, you're watching it from a basic, okay, I don't really know what One Piece is about, but I'm just gonna give this a watch and stuff. It's actually quite good if you get rid of what you know from the anime. Like you forget about the anime, you forget about the manga, and you watch it as its own entity, standing alone on its own. I would say this is the best live adaptation of anime I've ever seen, and that's really saying something, because I hate live action animes. Live action animes are shit. Okay, every single live action anime so far has been quite shit, except for Death Note, the Japanese version, not the English one. The Japanese version was quite good. I really loved that one. But other than that, every other one, Cowboy Bebop, was fucking horrible, and a lot of people were putting that up. A lot of people bringing that conversation in, comparing Cowboy Bebop. But I'm gonna say, this stands alone by itself as a really good fucking show. So like, I would encourage you guys to give it a chance. Now I'm going to go into what I think is good and what I think is bad about the show. I've got some things written down over here that I'm going to be talking about. So if you guys are willing to stick around and watch it, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would like to know what you guys thought. If you have watched the show, please do let me know what you guys think about it. And this is my first time doing a video, so I'm not good at editing. I'm not even going to edit this video. I'm just going to post it out. So I'm really sorry in advance. So I gotta say, I'm really sorry for the terrible editing and voice recording. I'm just doing this on my phone. I just wanted to get my views out there. So first of all, the first thing I've got written down here is the set design is fucking amazing. Like everything about the marine base at Charlestown and everything, the costume designs, the set designs, fucking phenomenal, top tier shit. I've not seen that level of dedication put onto an adaptation before. So they have really gone all out, and they have really put in so much effort and passion. You can really see it. So yeah, shout out to that. That's fucking amazing. The set design blew me away. So the first things we see Luffy, we see Shanks. Yeah, they could have done better casting for Shanks. Honestly, Shanks looked kind of goofy. He was. I saw Shanks during the flashback. The first scene opens up with Goldie Rogers' speech about One Piece and stuff like that, and you can see some characters standing there. I saw Shanks and I immediately burst out laughing because he looked. He looked quite awful. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? That's not the strong pirate that we know. That's not the Shanks we know. But then again, if you get rid of your belief, even if you get rid of your belief on One Piece, if you look at that guy, you're not gonna think, oh yeah, that's a strong ass pirate right there. No, it's just. But his crew look fucking great. Okay, Lucky Roo and Usopp look fucking amazing. Fantastic casting, fantastic, absolutely great. They fucked up on Shanks, but Lucky Roo and Yasop look great, fucking amazing. Ben Beckman was alright. He wasn't anything special. He was alright. He didn't really. I didn't really look at Ben Beckman and go wow or anything. At the same time, I didn't look at him and start laughing like I did with Shanks. But amazing. The casting for Lucky Roo and Yasop, fantastic, top tier, very well done. That was fantastic. Okay, and boats. Okay, first they open up the scene with Alvida's ship and a marine ship and sorry, not a marine ship, another pirate ship. They both like going at it, fighting. The boats look fucking amazing. Like you can see, they actually built it. It's not CGI. It's not a fake shit. It's actual boats. They built that shit up and destroyed it. Like fucking hell, the amount of work they put into this, the set designing and everything, fucking great, fucking great. Like they really, you could see the passion. Like you could see that they care so much about the way it looks and the way it feels. It feels genuine. It feels like One Piece. So like it's good in that regards. It is so good. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, Kobe. Kobe looks old. He's much older than the anime version. The anime version is a kid. He's a kid that's lost and he's with Alvida. He's like a kid. It's just a small kid. But in this, he's more of a young teenager kind of thing. So that's it kind of threw me off at first. But after I kept watching it, I got kind of used to it. So it didn't bother me that much. It didn't throw me off. I was still having a really good time watching the show. Excuse me. So the next thing is I changed the voice for the shows a little bit. I watched it in English. I watched it in Japanese, so just to get a glimpse of both sides. And I would encourage, for those who are big fans of of One Piece, watch it in Japanese. I watched it in Japanese. It was nice. The voice actress for Luffy. I don't really want to say the name because I will definitely butcher the name, so I'm not going to even try. So she did a fantastic fucking job. She made the tone match Inyaki's tone. I know Inyaki played so well. Like I know he gave it a lot of effort, and I respect that. I'm pretty sure he put so much fucking effort to make Luffy come to life, and I appreciate that. I really love it. And I could see the passion when I was watching it in English for a while, and I heard Inyaki's voice. It was good. He did a really good job. But for me, I've been following One Piece for a very long time, and I just can't get anyone else with the voice of Luffy. If Luffy, it has to be the Japanese voice. It's just any other voice for Luffy is just not right. It just doesn't feel right. So yeah. But she did an amazing job trying to replicate what Inyaki did. So there's some things. It's not exactly like the anime. Her voice is not exactly how it is in the anime, because in the anime it's more goofy. It's Luffy's voice is goofy because he's like this happy-go-lucky guy. But in the live action version, he's a bit more grounded than he is in the anime. So yeah, it's not 100% the anime Luffy. They've, like I said, they did a few changes, and I understand the change that they did for Luffy, because in anime you can go fucking all out. You can go all out and just be crazy with it because it's an anime. But in live action adaptation, you have to tone certain things down, and I feel they toned down Luffy a little bit, and I understand the decision that they made. And yeah, the voice acting, fantastic. I loved it. I loved the Japanese version. The English version, there were parts that made me laugh, so I watched it in both English and in Japanese, but the Japanese version is much better. So if you guys are big fans of the anime, I would encourage you guys to watch it in Japanese. You guys will have a much better time when you're watching it in Japanese than I think you will in English. So right, so if you watch it without, like I say, I've written it here, if you watch it without thinking that it's One Piece, it's actually very good. But the CGI is questionable at sometimes. Like the Alvida punch, when he goes Gomu Gomu no and then he stretches out in the punch, that we saw that in the trailers, right? Yeah, it looks just as goofy as you would think. Yeah. So yeah, you can't. I don't fault them too much on the CGI. I'm pretty sure they try really hard, but it's hard to bring anime to life, So you have to take that with a pinch of salt. I watched it and I was like, I can look past that. But the thing is, as they're going further and further along, the story gets goofier and goofier. So I'm not sure how they're going to be able to keep it in that tone, in that range that they are keeping it right now. So the first episode, fucking amazing. It was a banger. I loved the first episode. And Luffy, the way Luffy ate the devil fruit. Before that, I want to talk about Zoro's introduction when he killed off Mr. Seven. I feel that was great. The fight was fantastic. The lighting, the camera work, the angles, and everything about that fight was fucking amazing. And Zoro is fucking amazing. And the casting for Zoro, bro. You fucking just watch it, okay? The casting for Zoro is fucking great. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone knew this after watching the trailers. The casting for Zoro is top tier. He fits the character so well, and I don't lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite jealous because I would have loved to play Zoro, but then again, I do not have the skin tone or the voice to be able to play Zoro. So yeah. But he did a great fucking job. It felt like Zoro came to life, and it was amazing watching his fight with Mr. Seven, and he literally just straight up killed him. So yeah, and Zoro and Luffy eating the devil fruit was underwhelming because in the anime, like, and in the mangas, the way he eats the devil fruit is very pissed off with Shanks treating him like a child. So he's like just taking this food because he's at the same time he's very hungry and very angry. So I could understand, he's angry and hungry, so he just takes the fruit and just goes at it. So I understand, but in the live action version, he just walks there to on the ship. He just find not on the ship, in the shop. He just rummages through the things. He finds this box. He opens the box. He sees this weird fruit. There's no indication that he's hungry or anything, but he just eats it. They could have at least had like a rumbling tummy sound effect or something to just make it seem like he was hungry, so that's why he ate the fruit. But no, and we don't get an immediate Shanks reaction to him eating the fruit. Afterwards we do get like Shanks tries to pull his hand. They put that bit into the anime where he pulls his hand and then Luffy just walks away, and his hand starts stretching. So yeah, that was quite nice, and they added that. But before that, I want to talk about what happened with Shanks' crew, okay? And when this guy, I forgot his name already, the guy that Shanks, the reason why Shanks lost his arm and shit, that asshole that comes into the bar, throws whiskey on Shanks. Yeah, he didn't throw whiskey on Shanks in this, but there is a dialogue that says all he did was throw a drink at me. He didn't. He took the bottle and slammed it on the table, broke it, and then Shanks took a mop and cleaned it up. And while he was cleaning up, the guy threw more trash on the ground. And when this guy walked in and was talking bad with Shanks, his crew was ready to fight for no reason. In the anime, they didn't, because they knew Shanks was strong. Shanks will handle himself, so they just let it be. They just let it happen. But in this, his crew was ready to fight. They pulled out their guns and shit. I found that really weird because they are a strong crew. They know how strong Shanks is. This douchebag is nothing to Shanks. You guys don't need to bring out your guns to protect this fucker from Shanks, because this fucker is absolutely nothing to Shanks. Shanks is fucking strong. We know that, and his crew are like bringing out their guns because I don't know why. So that I felt that was kind of weird, but I'm not sure why they put that in. But yeah, sure. But the drink wasn't poured on him, and so like the crew starts laughing, saying that yeah, he got you for pouring the drink, when in reality he didn't even pour the drink on him. Like nothing. All Shanks did was clean the floor. So why is his crew suddenly starting to laugh at him for no reason? In the anime, he poured a drink on him, so that's kind of funny for the crew. The crew is like, "Hi, he fucking got you. He poured a drink on you." But in this, he didn't. He just slammed the glass down, and that's it. So like, I don't get it. I do not get it. But yeah, anyways, let's keep moving forward. This video is taking way longer than I thought. Anyways, let's keep going. There's a lot of points to talk about here. Zoro getting arrested for money. Okay, okay, so in the anime, Zoro was arrested because he beat Elmepo because he wanted to protect the shop, and he wanted to protect the dog, the girl's dog. So Elmepo, they like arrested Zoro and put him inside the cage. He tied him up and shit, right? So, but in this, the fighting for the little girl, the rice onigiri thing, happened in the shop. So Elmepo just walks out of nowhere and just like bumps into the girl, and then she drops the onigiri that she was supposed to give to Zoro and steps on it, and then Zoro's like, "Oh, you're a dickhead," and Zoro eats it, and then he like forces Elmepo to eat it. Elmepo starts to take out a sword, and then Zoro's like, "Oh, if you're gonna take out your sword, then you want to fight." And Zoro doesn't take out his sword, which is fucking badass. The fight was badass though. Zoro didn't take out his sword. He just used the back of his sword to beat the shit out of every marine there. So that was really cool. And then he talks to Captain Morgan, and Captain Morgan is like, you should join the Navy and stuff like that. That's fine. Zoro's very strong. Of course, you want him as your ally, right? But the thing is, when Captain Morgan says that either you join me or you spend 7 days in the yard, or I'm going to tell everyone else that you are sorry, what was I going to say? Or you are or I will tell everyone else that what you did here, you will never ever get a bounty anywhere else you go. So you can't go to any marine base to get a bounty. That's what Captain Morgan said, and Zoro just agreed. He's like, okay, fine, I'll spend 7 days on the thing. In the thing instead of becoming a marine, I don't want to become a marine, so I'll spend 7 days there. He didn't need to. Knowing Zoro, he could have killed everyone there and leave no witnesses behind and left. In the anime, it made more sense because the marine threatened to kill the girl. If they did the same thing, then yeah, I would agree. If Captain Morgan came out and said, okay, fine, if you're willing, you can just kill us, but if you kill us, the marine are gonna come here and they're gonna interrogate every villager in this place. Are you willing to kill every single villager here and stuff like that? Then it would have been like, oh, okay, Zoro sacrificing himself to save the villagers or something like that. But no, Zoro just wanted to get paid, which is okay, I get it, but at the same time, like, you could have killed everyone here. There would have been no witnesses to tell any other marine base of what you did. You could have just left, but yeah, that's a small nitpick. It's just little nitpicks here and there. Overall, the show was good. So, like I've already said, the show is good. So you guys should give it a try. I haven't watched the second episode yet. I will, and I will make a video on it, probably. But yeah, okay. Okay. So Luffy is different, like I've already said. In the anime, Luffy like makes a statement to fight with Captain Morgan and stuff like that. Like, Luffy is different in the anime. In the live action, he was toned down a little bit to make him more realistic, more down to earth kind of character. So like I say, I understand the change. I've already said this before. So yeah, keep moving. Emotions are cut down. Like in Shell Town, right? In the anime, they left the town, the whole Shell Town, and the Marines were happy of what they did. They stopped Captain Morgan's tyranny, and they were leaving the place as heroes. There was emotion there. When all the Marines saluted Luffy, even though he was a pirate, and sent them off on their journey, that was emotional. That felt good. But in this, that was totally cut out. They're not heroes. They just come and destroy the Marine base, beat up Captain Morgan, and left. There was nothing. There wasn't anything good that they did that brought out an emotion in me that the actual anime did. Like the anime, even in Shell Town, there was emotion when the whole town came together to like guide them on their way and like thank them for what they did. That was emotion, but in this, there's just not enough emotion. We didn't even see the little girl that Zoro defended come out and say thank you before Zoro left or something. At least that would have added some kind of small emotion there, but there wasn't that emotion. So that emotion was cut down, and I feel like I feel that was an important thing to keep that emotion there. Now I don't really feel any emotion there. So when there is no emotion, it's hard for me to connect. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's another nitpick there. And yeah, and Garp. Okay, so at the end they showed Garp, and he was talking about chasing down Baroque works, which is weird. He's a vice admiral and the strongest marines of all time. Why is he chasing down Baroque works? If he really wanted to, he can just go up straight up, kill Crocodile like that. Like, Crocodile is absolutely nothing compared to Garp. Like, Garp would have destroyed the entirety of Baroque works like that, like nothing. But now he's like chasing down Baroque works, and he can't even catch Baroque works. What? This is Garp. This is not some basic marine. This is not fucking Smoker. Smoker gets smoked every fucking time. After the time skip, he's been destroyed. This is not Smoker. This is Garp, the man who fought against Goldie Roger and nearly captured him on multiple occasions. This is the strongest marine of all time, and he's chasing down a small organization like Baroque Works in the East Blue. Why? That doesn't make sense. And the show ends with like Garp wanting to chase down Luffy because he heard there was a Straw Hat pirate and stuff. And I understand. I think Garp wants to like capture his grandson because his grandson is going on the wrong path and stuff. And that's gonna be interesting because Garp is a very strong character. Like, how is Luffy gonna be able to manage against Garp? You know what I mean? And in the ending of the episode was great because at the ending of the episode we got to see Buggy. And Buggy by far as the best character design I have seen. Even in the trailers, like, I'm pretty sure everybody knows in the trailers Buggy looked fucking amazing, right? and in the show he looks even better, I would say. You know, especially with Japanese voice actor, the laughing, and the Japanese voice actor, he kind of went with the most serious tone. Like in the anime it was about goofier tone, he had a very high pitched voice kind of thing, but here is like a low pitched voice, he's keeping it serious. So Buggy is really being built up to be a serious villain, you know, unlike in the anime it was more of a jokey villain, kind of, you know, more of a gag kind of villain who eventually became a Buggy D Clown, the legendary pirate. but in the show he's not a joke, he's legit, he's talking about murdering people and stuff. This is just his introduction, we only got a few dialogues of him and just one facial reveal of his body, and him just sitting on a throne and just like laughing. So like that was kind of cool though. Buggy was fucking cool. Buggy absolutely nailed it. Whoever played Buggy and whoever did the costume design and the makeup for Buggy, brilliant. Whoever did that, salute to you. You are fucking amazing. So yeah, overall, I would give the show an 8 out of 10. You know, solid 8 out of 10. That was a good episode. That was a really good episode. So now I'm going to go watch the second episode. Actually, it's like 1:44 a.m. One episode is like an hour long, more than an hour long actually. So yeah, I think I have some time. I have to go to work tomorrow, but yeah, fuck it, for One Piece, I guess I'll do it. I'll watch the second episode today, and I'll post another video about it. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you.